perspective, and I've noticed it's not something that you and I like just discussed out in the open, but we have a way. I think that we have a way of talking about an album and looking at it like it's not something I want to listen to. It's not something that'll end up in my rotation, but I'll still tell you what I did appreciate about the album. So that's kind of what I've liked too about that. And this was not planned, but as we've had that conversation, this is to anyone new that's listening to this. That's basically what we do each episode is there's an album, we take a listen to it, and we actually try not to shit on it. We really try to go as deep into the album as possible, and kind of, if my thing has always been, if I don't like it, give me a reason why not to. So if we don't like it, we're telling you why we don't. If we really like it, we're telling you why we do, but we're not rating it at the same time.
Right, exactly. And so for this episode, we're kind of taking a look back at albums that came out in 2020 that we covered on this podcast and we did an episode on. So yes, we've done many albums that date back all the way to the 80s throughout this year.
We did a good spread.
Yeah, we covered everything, and that's what I love about doing the random generated albums, that's selected for us, because 1 week we got an album from 1980, 87, and then we got an album from 1993, then we get a 2020, then we get a 2013. We get every era of hip hop. Which is fun. It definitely breaks up, because if we only did mainstream albums or if we only did underground albums, I think it would get pretty stale. So I like the variation. But yeah, so for this episode, both Brandon and I took a look back at the albums that came out this year that we covered and picked our favorites. So we each have our own two. And then we both shared, as one of our favorites is Elzhi, 7 Times Down, 8 Times Up. But I want to first talk about I want to list all the albums that we covered that came out this year. So first we have Royce da 5'9", The Allegory. Then we have Joyner Lucas, ADHD. Eminem, Music to Be Murdered By. DaBaby, Blame It On Baby. Run the Jewels, RTJ4. Blue in Exile, Miles. Logic, No Pressure. Felt for You. Elzhi, 7 Times Down, 8 Times Up. Saw Rock, The Sharecropper's Daughter. And Black Thought, Streams of Thought, Volume 3. So that's the full list of the albums and what we're choosing from.
Yeah, and I think what we'll be talking about today is we're gonna talk about, as Matt said, it was originally going to be 3, but then we agreed on one of them. So our 2 that we really liked, the one that we agreed on, and then we'll probably talk about a couple runners up that didn't quite make it but hit our radar for one reason or another. And we may even talk about ones that like, I'm still not feeling that, or it still didn't resonate.
Yeah, let's talk about that. Right now, let's start with that. Let's talk about some albums that we didn't really feel and that definitely didn't make it to our favorites this year. Yeah.
I think the obvious one I've hinted at a couple times is going to be DaBaby for me. It was interesting to see what new artists are doing, but it just didn't fit anywhere that I'm trying to do. But I actually I listened to some more of his music, and it's still not really it doesn't really tickle my fancy still, but I like his sense of humor though at the same time. He has a song called Shug that I just watched the music video for, and I thought that was pretty funny. He slapped this dude off a chair, and then he kind of backed up like he was disgusted and looked on the chair, and there's a little shit that was left. It's I'm gonna slap the shit out of you. And so he slapped him, dude fell on the ground being a little bitch, and then left some shit on the chair. And I thought that was funny. It's okay, dude has a good sense of humor.
Oh yeah, I could definitely get from Blame It On Baby that he has a good sense of humor, and he can be funny and entertaining. But yeah, I agree with you. It wasn't really an album that I cared much for and wanted to revisit. Another one for me is Joyner Lucas, ADHD. I didn't feel the album at all. I don't think I still would feel it if I revisited. I have no desire to listen to the album again. And he put out another project after that. Yeah, that wasn't bad.